So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, looks like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it. Hi everyone, Martha here. So I just got done reading Red Pyramid, Rick Riden's book. And it took me a while to finish it, a lot longer than the other ones. So this series only has 3 books. So I might go take a pattern, go back, might start the Thor books, but I already have the second one of this one planned. So after that, I might get the first one that has to do with the Northern mythology one. But this one's fine. So the 2 characters in here that we follow are Sadie and Carter. They're brother and sister, and they've been separated ever since they were 8 and 9. They only get to see each other for twice a year. And this book starts off on Christmas Eve. And they get to go into a museum, an Egyptian museum in England. Sadie lives with her grandparents, while Carter gets to travel around the world and be basically the short round to Indiana Jones, who is his dad. Not his dad's not Indiana Jones, but he's an archaeologist, and their dad's name is Julius, and then they have an uncle named Amos. So they have to. Julius wants to go to the Rosetta Stone, the Egyptian stone, and unleash the gods in order to have them back on their thrones. But Set, one of the bad ones, gets released, and we figure out who goes into which. Now some of these gods were made long before, or there's stupid people who made a bad cult or terrorists, whatever you want to call it, after this one. So I'm sorry, I have to say the god's name, even if it's terrible what people how they are using her name now. Isis, Ra, and Imhotep's the mummy. And we also have Anubis and the god of the cat god. Now I do want to say something, one of my favorite things about Egyptian culture. I'm not that knowledgeable on it as I am the Greek mythology. But one of the things I like about it is how they treat their cats back then. They treat their cats the same exact way they treat the people when they died. It was against the law to kill a cat back then, because since how helpful they were into keeping mice away. And when a cat died, they would even bury mice for them to eat in the afterlife. So they would mummify the cat. So I find that really respectful, how they would how they treat the cats I just wanted to drop that fact on it, you guys. So the cat goddess, who's in here a lot, and she kind of has 9 lives in here. So let's see. Let me look. Right, hold on. Bastic, and then she like her host is Muffin, which is Sadie's cat, and her job is like to take care of Carter and Sadie, mostly Sadie, since Sadie had to be in a different home away from her dad because how their mom died, and the grandparents blamed the dad for it. So, but she chose to die in order to protect or to save the world. And both of the parents both ended up dying in this book. I kind of, like, by the end of this book, I feel really sorry for both Sadie and Carter, because, Carter lost, his girlfriend, his first girlfriend, Zoe or something like that, and they lose both their parents, and their dad and their uncle gets possessed by the bad guy, Set. So these two really have to grow up really fast, and they have raw and ice inside them, and even after this whole entire adventure's over, they get asked if they want to be like king and queen. Like, let them be kids, okay? Or they also want them to like look for other kids of pharaohs, because they end up being the kings of the pharaohs, not kids of gods in this world. So they're not exactly like Percy Jackson. So yeah, and since these two are like both of them had different pharaoh blood in them, it's like twice as strong when they're together, and a lot of the other magicians don't like them because how strong they are, since they are the host of the gods, and the magicians don't trust the gods. And we also have like a little fight in here between Bast and the goddess of scorpions. She like dies in this thing like twice. But Bast, I think, is the one who actually the most of who actually stays with them the most, and they have a baboon, a crocodile, who are on their side, but this crocodile's made of clay. And you thought that the crocodile dies at the beginning, but it's really just made of clay, and it shows up later after when Amos tries to trick them into be on their side, and everybody can see that it's not that's set in disguise. But Carter and Sadie, they really want it not to be him, but it's really obvious it's him, because anybody who was there at the night where Julius talked to and unleashed had a god put inside of them. His kids did, Amos did, and Amos helped make sure that they didn't get in trouble for it, for what their dad did, and let them stay in their house. So it was kind of too easy. It's a good book, but it's kind of too easy to figure out that, yeah, because after he leaves, that bad guys come and try to get them and try to put them inside coffins. So yeah, and if it wasn't for Bass, they would have been caught right away. And Set just wants to build the Red Pyramid, cue the name, and take over the world. Of course, wah! And by the time he gets caught, after Sadie gets a crush on Anubis, who turns into a teenager, and almost she can see him that way. And Carter gets a girlfriend and promises to take her to the mall, but we find out that she also has a god inside of her, which is the one I want to Set's wife, and yes, just like the Greek mythology gods, a lot of these gods are related, because they're in one incarnation they're brother and sister. In their incarnation they're married, so there's to me that is very similar to what the Greek mythology does. So yeah, so this book's pretty good, and it ends with them like leaving like a combination of who, so they can somebody else can come find it, and when they go and find some more gods, find some more feral kids. So this one's, you guys should go read it. Probably gonna give it like a 8 out of 10. I liked it. I do want to read another one of it. Wouldn't mind. So yeah, I've got to read the last page to you guys. Well, we'll figure it out. Well, we'll figure it out, Sadie said. We'll have to, unless a popus gets her first. I said, or draft jar in the House of Light, or at last a set secret of his word. Orrin thought of 1,000 of things go wrong. Yes, Sadie said with a smile. Be funny. We looked around and walked away. But they had back to the 12 nomen of the Brooklyn. We set out tapes. And a few careful of people, public, Sadie, lead, and fate. If the stories fell into your hands, there's probably a reason to look for the dead. Is the spell with a J. It won't be much way from your powers. The trick to learn is to use the power without dying. As I say at the beginning, the whole story hasn't happened yet. Our parents promised to see us again, and I know that we have to go back to the land of the dead eventually, which I think it's fine with Sadie, as long as as long as uh, um, Anubis is there. Zia is out there somewhere. Okay, Zia, that's her name. Zia, I said Zoe earlier. Sorry, the real Zeta. I intend to find her. The most of the chaos rising. Imhotep is gaining strength, which means that gather strength too. The gods and the men would unite like old times, and only way to the world to open and destroy. So the Kane family has a lot of work, and so do you. Maybe you want to follow the path of Horus and Isis, Thrawn, and uh, Anubis, and even Bass. I don't know. Whatever you decide, the House of Light will need new blood if you're going to survive. So this is Carter and Sadie Kane signing out. Come to Brooklyn. We'll be waiting. So, yeah. Uh, one, I did like the fact they made, they had 2 parts of the places. They showed Elvis's, home in here, where he was a musician, and we also had, the Washington Monument. I forgot to mention those. Those were my parts. And when Bass was fighting the god of scorpions. So, yep, for real. And bye bye. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And bye bye. Loved it. Go read it if you want to. I did not spoil all of it. So, bye bye.